What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Professor Layton and the Curious Village. I think we're getting very close to the top of the tower, if not at the tippy top of the tower. Here we go. I was just thinking, do you remember that picture we found in Lady Dahlia's room? The one of the Baron's late wife Violet holding a child who appears to be the young Flora? Of course, well, that was a really long description. That's the one. It's uncanny how much Lady Violet looked like Lady Dahlia. Do you suppose Baron Reinhold's journal entries were talking about Lady Dahlia? Sharp thinking, my boy. I believe it went something like this. The craftsmanship of it is simply remarkable. It reminds me of my sweet Violet when she is alive. That's the one that tipped me off. Do you suppose Lady Dahlia is actually a robot built to resemble Lady Violet? That's entirely possible, maybe even probable given the circumstances. But if so, what a terribly sad story these entries tell. Do you remember what the next entry said? Flora doesn't like the thing at all. I've seen her run away from it on multiple occasions. Recently, she spends more time playing by dear Violet's grave than anywhere else. I'm sad to say, but I doubt Flora will ever take to it. I can't blame her, as I've changed its memory. I felt terrible forcing that change on Flora, but I just couldn't bear to see it like that anymore. Violet, there can never be another you. You were my first, my last, my only. The Baron arranged for the construction of a robot for Flora that was identical to his late wife. But living with a machine that was so similar to his wife must have been too much for him. Thus, he decided to change the robot's personality, and so Lady Dahlia was created. As she was originally created as a mother figure, she must have gone through a confusing transition. Do you suppose these robots feel sadness? I'm not quite sure, but I have a feeling that each of these robots has something not unlike a human heart. What do you think? I hope that they do. Bam. We're not even close to the top! Oh my god. Do you suppose we're near the top yet? Yes, but it seems that we have another puzzle in the way before we get there. Yeah, like a million more probably. 107 squares. Your task is to draw lines between the pins on this board to form 7 squares. The 7 squares do not have to be uniform in size, but you can only use each pin once. Alrighty then. Would you guys look at this ridiculous puzzle? This ridiculous million-point puzzle.
That should do it. Critical thinking is the key to success.
No, it wasn't pretty fun! Now we're free to keep climbing. It's very odd how this tower is simply huge, and yet there's almost nothing inside of it. Yes, quite, this is quite the dump. Other than Bruno's room in the basement, the whole place is rather bare. Perhaps that's why Bruno's machines make such a racket. This tower is like a giant megaphone. But why would anyone want to construct such a big, purposeless tower, Professor? It's exhausting to climb this thing. Did you ever consider that this tower might have been built for the express purpose of exhausting us? This is just another one of the many trials that have been set out for the Seekers of the Golden Apple. That explains everything. Maybe that's also why the tower looks so scary on the outside. This floor doesn't appear to have any puzzles set up for us. So if we climb this spiral staircase, maybe we'll reach the top floor? I think you may be right, my boy. Oh my gosh! Our view is obscured from the ground, but who would have suspected a charming cottage like this here? The lights are on, Professor. It would appear that someone is living here. You've reached the top of the tower. Continue into the house, return to the village to explore more. You know what the answer is. What kind of person would live in a place like this? Unbelievable. Just look at this room. The stuff in here has to be worth gajillions. This must be the top floor that Bruno spoke of. So we might be standing in the same room as the Golden Apple at this very moment? I've been waiting for you, so... I don't know why I made him sound like, Godfather.
It's you! Ah! What's this? What's going on here?
My boy, what you see here is the Golden Apple herself.
You're the Golden Apple! Professor, you knew about this? I had an inkling. Don't you see how genius it is, though? The Baron didn't write the will to find a successor to his fortune. His true aim was to find a worthy guardian for his daughter. And he was willing to put his whole fortune on the line to do so. My name's Flora. I've been waiting here in the tower for so long. Were you locked up in here the whole time? Oh no, but before Papa passed... Papa... He told me that I should wait here until someone from outside St. Mystere came for me. He said that whoever came for me would be someone I could trust with my life. So that's why you kept watching us move about town.
What's going on? Hmm? Oh! Here I come!
What's with this Final Fantasy VII battle music?
Ready or not! Follow me! Come now.
Why would he destroy the tower? Is he an idiot? Follow me! We must evacuate this tower immediately. What now?
Luke, go ahead without us. I have an idea.
But wait!
We're fine. Go on.
Right!
It's all right. This way.
What are we going to do? I've got it. Just wait a moment, Flora. Don't tell me you're gonna make another flying machine. No way.
Yes.
Another hang glider! Yes! Oh!
Layton, I'll smash you right out of the sky!
over yet, Layton! Just you wait! One day, I will have my revenge on you!
For what? What did Layton do? I guess we'll find out later on.
Hold tight!
Damn, girls been getting tattoos. Thank goodness you're all right, Professor. Don Paolo's flying contraption was something else. I really thought we were done for back there. Yes, it was all quite dodgy, but he also provided us with the answer to one of our ongoing mysteries. Do you remember that awful noise we heard the first time we visited Reinhold Manor? The one that spooked Claudia? So that must have been the noise. You've put it together. The racket was likely Don Paolo's contraption making a crash landing. If that's the case, then we now know the approximate time of Don Paolo's entrance into St. Mystere. That makes perfect sense. It figures then that Franco wouldn't have noticed Don Paolo's entrance. So if Flora is the golden apple that everyone's been looking for, that means the treasure that Lady Dahlia and the others were chasing never existed in the first place. No, I'm fairly certain they weren't mistaken. I do believe a fortune is hidden somewhere within this town. But the Baron would need to hide it somewhere only the golden apple would know to look. You mean that Flora knows where the treasure's hidden? It's probably by Lady Violet's grave or something. I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about treasure or anything like that. Let's head back to Reinhold Manor one more time. I suspect we'll clear everything up there. It's by the grave, I'm telling ya. Do you really think the treasure could be located here? Look closely at this painting, Luke. I'm sure it holds the key to the Reinhold fortune. But I've already looked at it. If we solve this mystery, Luke, I'm certain we'll come face to face with the Reinhold treasure. Touch the painting where the golden apple's hidden. Okay. I remember now, it's right here! A hidden switch! The switch seems to have activated the wall! And to think that Reinhold Manor held the secret behind this painting all along. It looks like there's a passage that leads farther in. Oh! Let's see where this passage goes. Gold! Oh my goodness, look at this place! I had no idea! Now, how in the world did you know that the switch was hidden in the painting? Listen closely, Luke. Wisdom wasn't the only thing Baron Reinhold required of potential guardians for his only daughter. You saw it too, did you not? That peculiar mark on her neck that only appeared once she laughed. In other words, Baron Reinhold set out one last requirement for the potential inheritor to his fortune. He wanted someone who could make Flora smile again after losing those dear to her. To that person and the person only would Baron Reinhold reveal the location of his actual fortune. That's unbelievable, Professor, but it all makes sense now. What, that kind of technology does what? Like a mood ring tattoo? Come on now. My little Flora. Where's that voice coming from? You've made it here at My dear Flora, has the village watched over you as I would have? I built Saint Mystere for you so that you would never have to know true loneliness. Well, to be fair, Bruno did the actual building, but that's beside the point. In any case, if you've come this far, I suppose it's safe to assume my plan was a success. Success. My greatest regret is that I'm not here, or there, to see you become a young woman. But please know that I want nothing more than for you to be happy. Whether the person by your side right now can give you that, or not, is up to you, I suppose. And to you, who have found your way to my daughter's side. You have my heartiest congratulations. Few could make it through the barrage of puzzles I set before you. I imagine a person of your abilities has already caught on, but allow me to reveal Saint Mystere's secret. Recently, I was told by my physician that I don't have much time left on this earth. I come to terms with dying, but the thought of leaving my only child alone in the world torments me. This is why I've commissioned Bruno to construct Saint Mystere. At least this way, she'll be safe and protected until she's old enough to venture to the outside world. Streets and buildings are the bones of a village, but its heart is the people who live in it. This is why I asked Bruno to create all the villagers here, as well as all the puzzles hidden within them. I have asked Matthew to make news of my death public only once Flora has grown past childhood. So, stranger, how does my beautiful little flower look now? I imagine she's blossoming into adulthood. Equally important to me is finding someone to whom I can entrust both my daughter and my fortune. This is why the inhabitants of Saint Mystere are constantly testing the knowledge of the visitor. If you've made it this far, it must mean that you possess both wisdom and dedication to my daughter. I'm confident that you will take good care of my fortune and Flora. This is why everything in this room, the whole of my fortune, belongs to you now. When you remove it from here, Saint Mystere will complete the objective for which it was created. I imagine the inhabitants will fall into a deep sleep from which they are never to awaken. Now, wait just a minute. Is he saying that if we take the treasure, all of Saint Mystere will just disappear? I honestly don't know the answer to that question, Luke. But it's possible that Saint Mystere is designed to shut down the instant we lay hand on the treasure. So if that happens, everyone will just stop? Just like puppets with their strings cut. I leave it to you, brave traveler. Draw the curtain on Saint Mystere and lay this lifeless village to rest. Above all else, take care of my precious daughter. She's in your hands now. I can't believe it. If we even touch this treasure, all of Saint Mystere will just grind to a halt. Flora, by right, this inheritance belongs to you. You should be the one to decide what's done with it. I don't want it. But why ever not? The people who live here have been with me for so long. Curious as this village is, it's watched me grow up. I want Saint Mystere, my village, to stay just as it is forever. I see. Then so it shall be. But what of you, Flora? Will you stay here with your village? Are you sure this is quite all right? Certainly. If leaving will make Flora happy, I'd like nothing more than to send her off with a smile.
What an astonishing village that was, Professor Layton. Does this mean you'll be gracing the front page of the London Times again sometime soon?
No, Luke. St. Mystere's secret must stay between us.
Huh? Why do you say that?
You see, my dear boy, we don't want people to make a spectacle of Flora. That wouldn't be right.
Of course. Always thinking of others.
Well, one must always put a lady's needs first. That's what a gentleman does.
Another heartwarming ending to another Professor Layton game. But there are still plenty more Layton games to go. This is just... Wait, I guess this is the fourth one I played now, but that still leaves more to go. Let's see, today's Thursday, so let me think. So there won't be a video... Wait, is today Thursday? This comes out, yeah, this comes out on a Thursday, probably. And if so, that means nothing's gonna come out Friday. And then the Monday following, there should be the first part of the next game, which is, let me see. I have it here somewhere, the cartridge. The Diabolical Box, yes. I've got the Diabolical Box, and then in the case here I have, and the Lost Future? Wait. Is that really what it's called? Hold on a minute. Professor Layton games. Are they called different things based on region? I'll see here in a second. Let's see. Wikipedia. Professor Layton and... in the US version, it's Unwound Future. But I, without realizing, got one from Germany, and my copy's from Germany, I think. Oh, let me see here. Not that it really matters. Where is it? Known in Europe as Professor Layton and the Lost Future. Okay. I wonder if there are any differences. Released in 2008. Yes, we know that. No, I mean, I'm gonna assume that there's no difference. And this video and this series, this series has been, how long has this been? Like 20-ish parts? That's not bad, but I think that's a lot shorter than the other Layton games, which I can just see here if I look it up on my channel. 1 second. Because, yeah, Azran Legacy was 33 videos. What else is there? Miracle Mask was 36 videos. But it's on par with Last Spectre, which was 23 videos. So I guess the DS games may be all similar in length. Maybe. But the 3DS ones are definitely longer.